Calling all boys, calling all girls, calling all monsters who like to dance and swirl. Hey, it's the final, guys. I
Dance
don't
and
know where I was
swirl?
going with that. Yeah, why not? It's
Okay.
kind of like a 50s monster. I am Hunter Shea, and I'm joined today by my good pal, Jason Brant.
What's going on, my dude?
Well, I'm missing Jack. You know,
That makes one of us.
I figured I'm not going to crap on him. It's a new year. I'm going to say I miss Jack, but that's fine. Jack is doing court-ordered stuff, and we wish him the best.
He's trying to get that injunction lifted.
Well, you know, it would be nice if he could drive past the playground one of these days.
Get his black van back. It'd be
They
good
took all,
2018.
they took all my lollipops.
Well, your resolution to not shit on him lasted 30 seconds.
Well, that's not so much shitting on him as goofing.
Telling the truth.
You know, hey, you know what? And since Jack's not here, we have some time to kill. So he's just not going to be like going, but all right, now I'm shitting on him. So I figure we should say hello to everybody who's watching us live, like people like Eric and Sheridan and Audra and Nathan. I feel like Romper Room. Are you too young for Romper Room? Do you remember Romper Room?
No, I do remember Romper Room.
I can see Jason and Audra and Sheridan. So we have our peeps. We don't have what's his face? Spence. Maybe he's with Jack somewhere.
Well, if Pam Morse is in there, I saw she was having a rough day, so hopefully we can cheer you up with our stupidity.
Exactly. Do you have anything you want to start the show off with? Anything off the top of your head, aside from horking loogies?
Well, I see that drunk Bradford posted the drinking rules. You want me to go over those?
Oh, please. Let's go.
All right. Your words for the day are weaving, violence, and boobies. And that was BEWBIES. Mine were frost, gore, and humor. And the bonus words were Walking Dead plus 2.553 to 1. Oh, God.
Is that a ratio thing?
Ratios.
Oh, God.
And virus and office. So if you hear those people, take a shot for us.
Boobies. What the hell are boobies?
Boobies.
Oh, boobies. Now
boobies.
I get it. I'm like reading it literally.
Decided to spell it like he's a millennial for some reason.
Boobies. Hey, everybody, I should start the show up this way. It's 2018. You're starting your reading list. You maybe want to read more than you did in the past. You want to become erudite and smarter because you read horror. You should stop by Jason or our blogs, and by signing up for our newsletter, you're going to get free books, free things to read. Go to huntershea.com. And what's yours?
Author, jasonbrant.com.
There we go. I like how you did that, put the author in to remind yourself what you are.
I had no choice. I tried to get jasonbrant.com, and some asshole lawyer in Florida has the site and
really
won't give it to me. Yeah. He's not doing anything with it either.
Of course he isn't. He's a Jason Brant. He has no idea.
Allegedly, some asshole lawyer in Florida. Possibly.
Yeah, possibly. We're not sure.
Don't sue me, dude.
Okay, I only have one thing of news that Jack was kind enough to send over to us, but to me it's exciting because I really love this comic. Kiernan Shipka is cast as Sabrina in the new Netflix TV series, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Here's my question, Jason. Who is Kiernan Shipka?
I don't know.
That name is really familiar to me. I know she's been in some movie that we've seen.
Oh, best known as Sally Draper on Mad Men, which I've never seen.
Oh, okay. She hasn't done any horror or anything like that?
Hell if I know. I don't even know who she is.
Wait, we do know who she is. She is... No, I don't know.
Oh, for God's sakes. Jack sent us the news. It's all right here.
I know,
she was in The Blackcoat's Daughter as well.
The Blackcoat's Daughter. That's it. You know what? I like to try to figure it out for myself. She was the girl who was possibly possessed. She was creepy.
I never watched Sabrina either, so...
Well, Sabrina, you know how they did Afterlife with Archie, where it was Riverdale was taken over by zombies?
I've heard of it. Never saw that.
Chilling Adventures of Sabrina takes it in an even darker place, where Sabrina, her aunts, they are consorting with Satan. There are sacrifices. There are people who are killed by the devil. It's really dark and it's really cool. my only complaint has been that Archie Comics has had a hard time getting their shit together and putting out new issues. So I read like the first 4 or 5 issues, and then I've been waiting forever for the next few. So, but Netflix has it. It's going to be a series, and I am totally psyched because it was supposed to be on the WB or the CW, whatever they call it nowadays. And they do Riverdale, and they have just punted with Riverdale. So I'm glad that at least with Netflix, you can explore the darker aspects, I think, and really get into the nitty gritty of a character that if I was a kid and I said I wanted to watch Sabrina, my friends would have punched me till I puked up my ravioli.
Huh. So you actually expect this to be good? Really? I don't know anything about Sabrina, so.
She's a teenage witch.
Oh, I lied. I knew that.
She has a cat. Look, in the comic, it was Archie stuff. She was a cute little witch, did cute little things. But in this, basing it on this graphic novel, I think it's going to be pretty bitchin'. And now I know they have a pretty creepy and good actress in Shipka, whatever, Kiernan Shipka. What a name.
Yeah.
You wouldn't change that? Like your agent wouldn't tell you to change that name?
I don't know. Is that always a good idea? I remember they tried to change Arnold Schwarzenegger's name to Arnold Strong for that Hercules in New York movie, and it was a giant hit. So,
yeah, I mean, Kiernan, I can't even tell what the sex of it is. That's why I was very confused. With the way things are today, I could picture them putting a dude in as Sabrina. It's just the way things are going.
Easy there.
But just whatever. I'm not going to get into it. I'm standing on my soapbox.
You know, I did see a trailer today while we're in the news for the new Hellraiser movie.
Oh, God.
Which, if you think your favorite horror series, whatever it may be, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, if you think they went off the rails, just watch the Hellraiser sequels, and you will know pain like no one outside of hell actually knows.
They are. You think like the directors and the producers are Cenobites?
Man, I don't understand what's going on. I saw the trailer and I actually thought, first of all, the movie looks incredibly cheap in the trailer, but the trailer was put together in a halfway decent way, but I can still tell the movie is super cheap. And
right.
I looked it up and it has a budget of $500,000. How the hell have they let the budgets degrade to that point?
Wait a second. $500,000.
YouTube videos have $500,000 budgets.
That's 3 minutes of Game of Thrones.
Yes.
That's impossible.
It blows my mind. If that number is true, which is what I saw, if that's true, this series is just, I feel bad.
Is it a reboot or is it another sequel?
I think it's just another unconnected movie. Although I saw, oh God, who was in it? Someone, I think the woman from the previous ones. I don't know. I'll look it up.
Is Doug Bradley coming back as Pinhead?
No. You know what? I'm not going to look it up because nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, don't bother. It is a shame because Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2 are awesome movies.
They're amazing. Yeah, of all the slasher series that kind of came out of the 80s, it probably had the best idea behind it, the original idea, and it ended up becoming the worst series of them all.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Eric Smith just said, if we want good Hellraiser, we should read Sherlock Holmes and the Servants of Hell by Paul Kane.
Really? You have my interest.
I have an idea for a Hellraiser story that I sent to Clive Barker just out of the blue, knowing he'll never see it. But I thought it was a pretty bitchin' idea. Because they're interdimensional beings, so they could be anywhere at any time. And I had this whole tie-in with Jesus. It would have been really, really creepy and strange and gotten people pissed off, which would have been great. But
that sells.
Yeah.
Didn't he kill off Pinhead in a book last year or 2 years ago? I never got to read it.
I haven't read anything by Barker in a long time.
I think the book was called Scarlet something. I can't remember. Someone in the chat let us know, but I feel like he killed Pinhead off in the book. But
too bad he can't kill Pinhead off everywhere else.
Probably regret selling those rights.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. But whatever. Things happen. The check cleared for him. He's living in a nice mansion with his husband and writing longhand all day long and painting whatever. He's awesome. He's going to be, if you're a fan of Clive, like I am, despite the way I just described his life, he's going to be a Texas Frightmare this year.
Oh, really?
Yep. Which
I didn't know he was able to travel again yet.
Yeah, that's right. Because he had that. What did he get? Like blood poisoning from a dental surgery or something.
Yes, I think it was something simple too, just a little bit of dental work, and he almost died from it.
Yep.
It was something like that.
It happens. That's why you got to make sure you brush your teeth and take your antibiotics every
Before
day.
going to the dentist.
Every damn day. Just take antibiotics.
That's good for you, right?
It's great. So when a big disease comes along, you'll be just fine. Right. Your system won't be weak. So you were sick. You have had the flu or the creeping cruds, whatever it is. You probably had plenty of time to watch lots of stuff, and I kind of glanced at your list, and it looked kind of ridiculous.
Yes, I pared it down a little bit.
Regale us for the next hour and a half with the things you watched.
I actually did not watch horror while sick, but because we haven't done a curation section in a while, it's built up a little bit. But
wait, you watched no horror?
While sick? I don't think I did. I don't think I watched anything. When I'm sick, I always watch shit like Ferris Bueller's Day Off and stuff like that doesn't make me want to lose my mind. So
that makes sense. I put on a lot of bad horror when I'm sick because I know if I fall asleep, I'm not going to care.
Oh.
So that's when I watch like a Hellraiser.
That's when you watch. I don't remember what that Hellraiser was called. I just
put on part 7.
Oh God. I think they're way beyond that. They might be in the teens. I don't know. All right. So I watched The Punisher on Netflix. I finished it a couple weeks ago, but I'm just not getting to talk about it. This is really good. Did you get to see it?
I have not watched it yet. Everyone's telling me it's very different than everything else that Marvel's put out.
Did you see, what was he first in? Daredevil season 2?
Yeah.
Okay. This was more of a continuation of that, but without some of the boring stuff, the Daredevil only episodes that kind of bogged down that season.
Right.
I never felt a super low point of this, like a lull. I never really felt that. It flowed well, and the ending is freaking violent.
I heard the last 2 episodes are off the chain.
There was some stuff that almost made my wife look away, and my wife watches a lot of crazy shit with me. So it goes off the rails a little bit at the end. It was good. Really good show.
Were you excited?
I was super excited.
Were you turgid?
Went from 6 to 12.
I could always lure you right in to just bring the show down.
Yeah, Jesus. We need Jack here to class it up a little bit. He always yells at us when we start going down the rabbit hole. All right. Then I watched on Netflix also this small budgeted movie called Bright, starring Will Smith, Joel Edgerton, and I believe you say her name, Noomi Rapace.
Is that Noomi Rapace? I think Noomi
Rapace. I love her as an actress, but I've never known how to say her name.
There's a movie that's gotten a lot of press.
Have you seen it?
Weeks. No, it's what I've heard. I'm like, why would I bother?
It's a weird movie. It's got some serious issues. It's really weird. And a lot of stuff is not explained that should be explained. And it feels like the idea is too big for the time allotment of the film. But I didn't hate it. It wasn't terrible. There was some cool stuff in this.
Really?
Yeah, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It shouldn't work at all. When you see there's like orcs and elves and shit in like the LA police department, and like there's just all kinds of weird stuff. There's fairies, weird stuff in it, but a lot of it works. It's basically just a play on racism for the most part. Instead of being racist against black people, the black person is racist against the orc in the department and things like that.
Oh,
but
like Dr. Seuss.
Yes.
Star-bellied Sneetches.
So it's not an objectively good movie, but I didn't hate it. I don't know what kind of review that is, but
how long is the movie?
I think it was close to 2 hours. Let me see if it says here.
Hour
57 minutes.
I saw everyone saying it's one of the worst things Netflix has put out, and I'm like, My time is precious. Do I want to waste my time with this? But maybe I will. Maybe I'll give it a shot. If you said it's all right.
It's not as bad as the reviews say. I'll put it that way. Although my one thought while watching it was, Netflix is raising our cost again, our subscription cost.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe we don't have to have $90 million Will Smith movies. Maybe we can stick with $5 million horror movie and drama films, and I can keep paying $9 a month.
They are the amount of content, original content they're pushing out. It's crazy now.
It's crazy.
You can't keep up with it.
Yeah. And they're putting out a lot of good stuff. This had a budget on it. So apparently they're doing a sequel. So.
Well, that's like that Adam Sandler movie everybody said was absolutely unwatchable, and it was the most watched thing in Netflix history.
Well, that's the thing. Netflix knows what people want to watch. That's why they make this stuff. They use analytics, and that's how they know if they make a Will Smith movie with this budget, it's going to do this. If they make an Adam Sandler movie, it's going to do this.
Right.
Right.
Plus, they know there's very little skin in the game for us. What the hell?
Right. It's free. I watched Bright. I would have not gone to the theater to see it.
Right.
But as a Netflix film, yeah, I'll check it out.
All right. I will. Maybe I'll put it on after this and watch a little bit.
I just want to mention this movie again. I'm not going to go into it because I did a little bit last week, but Super Dark Times, which just barely missed my top 10 list last year. Everyone should check that out on Amazon. It's like $5 to rent it, something like that. Really cool little coming of age-ish kind of movie about some friends who accidentally kill one of their other friends and then decide to cover it up. And their lives collapse from that point on. And it's really well done. I suggest everyone check that out.
I thought that movie, it looked a lot like my childhood. I don't know if I want to revisit that.
I still have a couple more things here. So I'm going to go into one more, and then I'm going to go to the X-Files, and you take over, and then I'll finish with my last couple. How's
sure.
That? All right. I watched Beyond Skyline, the sequel to a movie I absolutely couldn't stand from, I don't know, was it 10, 12 years ago?
Yeah.
This movie is absolutely off the wall bananas. It is almost indescribable. I'm watching it, and at one point my wife goes, "What's going on? Are they in Asia now? They were on an alien ship over like Los Angeles or New York. Now they're in Asia." It devolves at one point into fist fighting the aliens. There's sword fights with the aliens. Then there's this giant Transformer scene with one good alien in like a mech versus a bad alien in a mech suit. And I'm telling you, then there's biological warfare. This movie, the first like 20 minutes was just a solid B movie. It was an alien film, but it has great effects because just like the first Skyline, it had really great special effects because it was produced by a special effects house. So even though the budget was low, they were able to do some stuff that looked like a big budget movie.
Yeah, because they know what they're doing.
Yeah, this is exactly the same thing. This is obviously not a giant budgeted movie, but it looks like it is. And the first 20 minutes are a solid alien B film with some good effects. And then this shit goes so far off the rails that I was like, I cannot recommend this to anyone. This makes no sense. I can't stand this. And then the last 30 minutes were so freaking crazy. It brought me the whole way back around where I was like, everyone needs to have a couple beers and watch this and enjoy the absolute insanity of this movie.
I wanted to see this because I heard an interview with the director somewhere, and I was like, you know what? I got to watch this. Where did you find it?
I think I got it on Amazon. I rented it. Yeah, I paid for it. Yeah, it's brand new. Well, they got to recoup some of this budget somehow.
Yeah. All right.
I could only assume they shot it in Asia because they must have got some kind of tax breaks or something. Because it going to Asia has nothing to do with anything. There's like these rebels fighting other humans in Asia, and then a ship crash. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
Someone must have wanted to go to Asia, and they're like, all right.
They must have given them like a $5 million tax break or something, because all of a sudden we're in Thailand or something. It's just, but it was so crazy. I can't not recommend this to people. Is it like a great movie? No. Does it make any sense at all? No. Are you probably going to enjoy this? It was like those 80s action films you used to see like Bloodsport or something, right?
Yeah.
Where you're just like, this is so preposterous and awesome. And it's like watching Roadhouse almost. Just like,
jeez.
But with everything in the kitchen sink thrown in.
It has aliens. I mean, you know what? I didn't hate Skyline when I saw it.
My problem with Skyline was the whole thing takes place in the apartment building. And at the very end, when the guy goes on the ship, I was like, this is the movie I want to see.
Right.
And it ends right there. That was my problem. Is it looked like this big budget film that nothing really happened until the very end. So that was my issue.
Do you think there'll be a part 3?
My God, I hope so. I don't know what the story will be because I don't understand what happened in this one, but I hope so. And I hope the same guy does it because he made it fun. So, all right. Finally, I figured I'd hand this off to you with a little discussion of the X-Files. This is the second angriest I've been in the past year while watching something.
I know exactly what made you angry.
It wasn't just the thing everyone's freaking out about at the end. I thought objectively this is the worst X-Files episode I can remember. It
totally disregarded the season ender from the season.
They did the thing I hate where they're like, it was a dream.
Bobby Ewing coming out the towel. God. I thought of that too.
I absolutely hate that. I thought it was so glossily made. It looked like a modern network television show, and I don't like modern network television shows.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the writing was crazy. At one point, Mulder slits a guy's throat.
Yeah.
Mulder. What? Huh? Excuse me?
You know what? He looks like he hasn't slept in about 10 years, so he might be getting ornery. He looks, oh my God. David Duchovny looks terrible.
All the stuff with the smoking man, the cancer man, whatever the hell they're calling him now.
How many times could they stress that he is Mulder's father?
I'm telling you, man, I was watching this like, I don't think I can watch the rest of the season. I might struggle on the next episode, but I hated this so much. I don't understand what happened.
Look, the problem is now there's 10 episodes this season. Only 2 deal with the mythos. So
what?
That's it. So they're going away from this, and it's going to be individual episodes from here on, probably to the last episode.
Okay.
So you're in good shape.
Maybe that's why they jammed so much shit into this. But at one point, Scully is unconscious, and they're looking at her brainwave or her brain activity.
Her brain is on fire.
Her brain is using Morse code to communicate through the equipment to Mulder.
And Skinner figures it out. The most pragmatic guy on the show.
I almost went and ate a bunch of rat poison after that. I'm like, is this... Am I doing so bad it's good, or am I watching the X-Files?
Yeah, it was rough. If that's your introduction to the X-Files, you'll never watch it again.
Oh my God.
You're a fan of the X-Files, and you know every season has a few episodes that just were like total clunker duds, and they usually involve this complicated, convoluted mythos. And whenever they have the friggin' David Duchovny just doing this narration.
Oh my God, the narration. What the hell?
It's always terrible.
Even the dialogue. You know, like, I don't remember the guy's name. What's his brother's name?
Spender.
There's just crap like they'll be like, oh, Spender came to see me. Your brother. Like, that's not how people talk. He knows who fucking Spender is.
I know. But even I didn't remember who Spender was. I'm like, I haven't seen Spender since 1998.
Oh,
so I was like, who is he again?
It's a guy with remarkable plastic surgery.
Yeah. Look, like I'm saying, I'm telling everybody, do not judge the season by that episode. It doesn't matter. I'm excited to hear the theme song. I'm still excited to see Gillian Anderson. I'm horrified to see what's happened to David Duchovny's face. Skinner's weird goatee disturbs me. He's starting to look like Krampus. But whatever. It's the X-Files. I'm in. Although I'm not crazy about the Wednesday time. I wish they brought it back on Fridays. Come round. Because Friday was 8 o'clock, or was it 9 o'clock? X-Files, it was brandy, cigar, dark room, wife out of the room, Chinese food. Boom. An hour of bliss every week.
I love the X-Files. Loved. I don't know.
I'm still gonna love it. And a little bonus: Gillian Anderson's plastic surgery seems to have settled, and her face looks a lot better this season.
God damn, man, you're hitting your heroes hard today.
Nope. I have like a signed picture of her from like the 90s. She's like my fantasy. But you know, she was looking kind of weird in the fall. She looks better now.
Man. All right, let's keep it going. What do you got?
Oh God, what do I have? I have a movie that our pal Eric Smith, I think he's the one who turned me on to this. It's a cartoon, not just a cartoon, a DC cartoon. It is Justice League. What is it? Dark. Now I know you said you started watching this.
Yeah, I didn't have time to finish it.
It's not the typical Justice League. It's not Superman and Aquaman and Wonder Woman and stuff. It's, Batman has to gather together these mystical heroes like Swamp Thing and what is it, Preacher or Reacher? I don't know. I'm so out of the DC loop. The first 10 minutes of this movie is maybe the best cartoon I've ever seen, because it starts with a woman driving down the street and she's getting an argument with another guy who, before her eyes, turns into a demon. She plows into him and then sees demons everywhere and just goes on this, I'm going to run every demon over, until Wonder Woman stops her. And the woman gets out and she's bloody and everything. And she's like, you got to stop. There's monsters. And Wonder Woman's like, the only monster is you.
Cool premise.
I mean, when she looks back, it's the street loaded with just dead humans that she just ran everybody over. And then it goes to another scene of a guy with a shotgun on this demon, and he's going to blow it away. As he pulls the trigger, Superman jumps in, boom, bullet goes off. Turns out he was going to kill his wife and children, and he's already killed the neighbors who were hanging up on hooks in the shed. You get this in the first 5-10 minutes, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, if you give me an hour and 10-15 minutes of this is going to be nirvana. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it doesn't maintain that level of dark madness. So, but you like DC Comics, right?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't read comics consistently in a long time, but yeah, they're all right.
Right. So, I mean, you might like this more than I did. But give me the first 5-10 minutes and play it on a loop. I'll be very happy. Watch that.
All right.
The other movie I watched that I was dying to see, I don't know why, but with Jocelyn Donahue from, oh my God, what's that babysitter movie? House of the Devil.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love her. She's in a lot of good horror.
She's, you know what? I hope with all this money she's making, she's getting food, because she really needs to eat. She's so tiny.
All this money she's making in micro budget horror films.
She's got to be making more than us, and we're fat fucks. So I saw Dead Awake, which has been on Netflix for a while, and I don't know why that. I haven't.
AKA Freddy Krueger.
My wife, who was kind of sleeping when I started watching it, woke up, watched 5 minutes, and she goes, "Is this like some shitty Nightmare on Elm Street remake?" I said, "Go back to bed." It's not, but it kind of is. It's not even worth describing. Although Jocelyn Donahue does play twins in the beginning and end of the movie. And I like how they get, like, one twin has like one streak of different colored hair, so you can tell the difference between the two.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things of, you go to sleep and the old hag syndrome is real and something stalking them. It's so preposterous and so dumb. It's not so bad it's good. It's so bad it's bad. It's not worth the free click on Netflix, unless you're sick and you don't mind zoning out.
I thought there was some decent stuff in it. I remember thinking the way it was shot was pretty good, and it just felt like the story just was not there for me at all. Mm-hmm. Although I did think Jocelyn Donahue was great in it.
She's a good actress, and she did what she could with what they gave her. But once they started getting to that doctor and his anesthesia machine and his shots of adrenaline, I was like, what the hell are we doing here? It's just supremely dumb. But it looks nice. I will give it that. It looks nice. The other movie I watch, one of my goals is to watch more documentaries. So this documentary is called Mansfield 6667.
I saw that. I saw it on there. I didn't watch it yet.
It's very interesting. It's a documentary about Jane Mansfield and her brief association with Anton LaVey. It starts out as a musical. In fact, the whole thing is a musical. So there are dance numbers in this.
What?
I'm not kidding you. It's partly a musical. So
I'm out.
When I first turned it on, I was like, do I have the wrong movie? I had to kept checking the info thing. It's actually, if you're a fan of old time movie stars, I am. And I really haven't watched much about Jane Mansfield. You learn a lot about her. You learn more about her than you do about Anton LaVey. The whole thing with her and him, it's supposed to be the crux of the movie, but they kind of gloss over it. There really isn't much there because there isn't much meat on that bone. You know, whatever they did with each other is between the two of them, and they're both dead. You know,
gotcha.
So they go into some of the speculation, but it's not like she didn't leave a diary behind, and I don't think she talked about it very much, and neither did he. But you did get some great pictures of the two of them together, and him with his stupid hoodie with the horns on it, and what a ass clown that guy was. Oh my God. That's what you get out of it. You get out of it that she was drop dead gorgeous, but drugs and the way she was living her life. I mean, she only was in her early 30s when she died, and she looked done. I mean, done.
Hard living, huh?
Yeah, very hard living. I had like 5 kids, and I mean, she was a beautiful heartthrob for like 12 years and had 5 kids in that, and managed to keep this insane body through it all. She was magical. It was amazing how she did that. And do you know who one of her kids is?
Negative.
Mariska Hargitay from, what is it, Law and Order or one of those?
I was just gonna say, who's that?
She's the star of like a Law and Order SVU or one of those. She's been on it for like 18 years.
All right.
And now, Audra says I should check out the documentary on Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I will tell you that the next documentary I'm going to watch, it's on YouTube. It's a documentary about Halloween 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
Somebody at work told me about it, says it's really good. So I'm going to go check that out on YouTube and hopefully have it done and can report to you all next week.
Yeah, let me know if it's good. I'll check it out.
And I will say I did read a book. I read several books, but one of them I had read before the holidays, but I wanted to mention it here. It's Gwendy's Button Box, which is not a porno. I know it sounds like it, everybody. I'm not going to read dirty excerpts from it. It's a short story that Stephen King had started and kind of didn't know where to take it. And he is good friends with Richard Chismar, who runs Cemetery Dance magazine and publishing. And he said to Rich, he said, hey, you have any ideas how we can kind of finish this together? And it's a quick novella. It's in every library. I mean, this book has, because Stephen King's name is on it, it has sold a jillion copies. It's really, it's an awesome book. And I have to say, the two of them the way they work together. And I don't know, I haven't figured out in my mind how to do this, is work with another author to make it impossible to see where you end and the next guy begins.
Yeah, it's tough.
Very hard to do. Like Douglas Preston, Lincoln Child do a very good job at that. And Chismar and King, I think, knocked it out of the park with this. So when you get a chance, you can go pick it up at Cemetery Dance. You can Amazon, the library. Probably somebody left a copy in the laundromat. It's everywhere.
It's on my list. Anything King, I'll read. So,
did you read his? Probably not him and Owen King's Giant. I had it in my hand in the library today, and I looked at it. I was like, I don't have this much time right now.
Okay.
So that is what I frittered my life away on.
All right. We're running a little late, but I got 2 things I want to mention because one we need to talk about. But
yes,
I want to mention one of the books I read. I'll do the other one next week. I read Quiet Places, a novella of cosmic horror by Jasper Bark, who I just had on my other podcast, Drinking with Jason, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Jasper.
Really cool dude. He's hilarious, super smart. I love talking to the guy. I'm going to have him on my podcast again. He's got a wealth of knowledge about publishing and comic books. He's got a bunch of graphic novels and really cool dude. This book came out by Crystal Lake Publishing. It's why he came on the show to hawk it. And he just described it to me as folk horror. And I was like, oh, I'll check it out. So I grabbed it. Mm-hmm. A couple bucks, $3-4. It was really good. The guy can write.
Wait a second. You hawked his book and he didn't give you a free one?
Yeah, that son of a bitch.
Jesus. I don't like him anymore. Screw Jasper.
I don't remember getting a free book from you the first time you came on my podcast.
Yes, but I've given you many free cents.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know what I gave you? My heart.
Oh, that's so sweet. So Quiet Place is a novella of cosmic horror, folk horror by Jasper Bark. Check that out. It's good stuff. Notice how I got away from that real quick?
You did. That was good.
And the thing we both watched, I wanted to mention quickly for everyone who's been listening to us for a while or watching live, we went and watched The Making of the Bad Ben trilogy on Amazon.
God damn it.
And
saw man boobies.
What was it? 20 minutes, 30 minutes long?
Yeah, it's like a half hour.
You know, I really appreciated it. He went into depth and explained what we all wanted to know.
The magic behind the special effects.
The biggest thing I learned is that Bad Ben was not supposed to be funny. And that blew my mind.
The first one was supposed to be straight up serious.
Supposed to be straight horror. I'm like, what? But
oh my God.
He learned from it and he went with it for the third movie. So that tells me his head is in the right place and he did a good thing. And whether it was supposed to be funny or not, the original Bad Ben is hilarious. And we all got lucky because he was not supposed to star in it. But the actor who was going to be in it never showed up. So he just started filming himself. And all our lives became richer because of it.
Gonna watch a 50-year-old guy in his underwear.
He said that like 20 times.
He is such a great narrator. He should do audiobooks.
God damn it.
Hark, who goes there?
Oh, I love this guy. He's the best. Anyone who likes the Batter Ben series, gotta watch it.
Yeah, if you want to find out how he does all those magical effects, he actually lays it right out there. Gives you the A, B, C, and D how to make. You know what? I'm gonna be nice. He could be watching.
Some of those effects he did actually were really well thought out. When he would not even key them, he would just cut certain things out with overlays.
Right.
He would take an image and then cut out, and that's why you don't see the cables he's using to drag the chairs and stuff. And I never saw them in the movie. He legitimately did a really good job with that stuff.
And I was impressed how he made a candlelight on its own.
Yeah, like
the green screen.
Some of his effects, he really did a good job. The problem seemed to be when he was inserting something into the frame instead of removing something from the frame. That's where things got a little hairy. But
well,
hey, for a one-man band, bring it on.
If you love Bad Ben, at least watch the making of it. It's a half an hour.
Totally worth it. And it throws a couple cents his way for a view on Amazon Prime. The guy deserves it.
I'm supporting Nigel.
I'm done. Finally.
In fact, we may be supporting Nigel someday. Can I come live in your basement?
I'll be his new roommate.
Stop making movies down there, Nigel. All right. Should we get into the movie?
The main feature?
The main feature. It is Mayhem. It is a 2017 movie directed by Joe Lynch. No relation to David Lynch? Maybe relation? I don't know.
I have no idea. Wait, did you say Mayhem? I thought we were doing the Belko experiment.
Well, we kind of are. It stars Stephen Yeun and Samara Weaving, who my wife keeps going, she looks really pretty there. Oh, she doesn't look pretty there. She's like that girl on Seinfeld.
She's fine. I love her.
I think she's awesome. It's a virus movie. So think of Office Space meets Belko Experiment meets 28 Days Later meets Shaun of the Dead. What do you think?
That works.
But there's a virus. It's called the red eye virus. I think that's what they call it because you get a red eye. You can only get one red eye. But what happens is it affects your inhibitor in your brain. So when you have it, if you want to punch somebody in the face, you're going to want to have sex with somebody. There's a lot of people humping in this movie in the background.
Yes, there is. And I appreciate that.
You could say anything, do anything you want, and thankfully, lawyers have determined that no matter what you do when you're under the effect of this virus, you're not held legally responsible for it. And Stephen Yoon he works for this, I don't know, some company that does stuff with real estate. They're lawyers or whatever, and they do a lot of real estate law. This is like the stand-in for the big, 1%er run company of just, suited schmucks. And he's in there. Samara Weaving goes in because she's going to lose her house. And before she's shown to the door, the SWAT team shows up and the building is put under quarantine because they detected that the red eye virus is now in the building, and they're releasing the antivirus in the air ducts, but it's going to take 8 hours. So this building of 300 people has to be locked in for 8 hours until the effects will wear off, and then they can resume their normal life. Mayhem ensues.
That was a pretty good little run there, man. Nice job.
Boom. So you just watched it before we started the show. So it's
snuck it in.
It's fresh. I watched it last night, so it's still fresh for me. What do you think?
I thought this was a fun movie. I think it is the Belko experiment. I mean, let's be honest. This is the Belko experiment.
Yeah.
It's not hiding it at all, but just because the movie's similar doesn't mean it can't be fun. And this was fun. I had a good time with it. Things get a little crazy at times. Then there's some humor, and it flowed well. It moved well. I thought it was a good movie. I liked it.
I had a blast with this movie. I did not even look up what it was about. I knew that Stephen Yoon was in it. That's all I knew. And I said, you know what? Let me just go into this completely blank and let's see what it's going to do. It's the Belko experiment, but it's lighter. It's lighter than the Belko experiment, but it's also bloodier than the Belko experiment. The violence is more gleeful in this.
I think that actually says a lot about how well made the Belko experiment was. That it wasn't as bloody as you thought, but it was more disturbing than you expected.
Yeah. The Belko experiment, we were so tense in that movie. We wanted to see certain people die. It's one of these movies where it's a journey movie, right? So it's Stephen Yoon and Samara Weaving have to get from like some storage room in the bottom of the building, where, by the way, the CEO employs some goons who will kick the living crap out of anybody who he thinks needs to have the crap kicked out of them, and kill them if necessary.
Yeah.
So don't complain about your boss, because this guy was a true hard-on. But they have to get to the very top of the building to get to the CEO and make him pay for setting up Stephen Yoon, who lost his job, and Samara Weaving, who's going to lose her house. And there's this hierarchy of people who have access to the elevator. Only goes so far for some people. Then you got to get an access key from the next person who can get you up to the next level, to the next. So I thought it was kind of like Mario Brothers or something. They're trying to get up that building.
It's a complaint I'm going to have at one. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but the social commentary on this was so on the nose at times. I was like, really, man? They got to get to the top of the building. They have to climb the social ladder, but it doesn't go the whole way to the top. You got to get buddy with someone. Like, all the bankers are taking the poor woman's house. Oh God. It's like, it was a little on the nose, and I don't mind social commentary in movies. And this wasn't as bad as something as, say, Elysium or anything like that.
Oh, Elysium was terrible.
But if I had to complain about something in this, it was like there were times when the message was a little on point.
Yeah. You know who would love this movie? Who were the Wall Street protesters? Who the hell? I forget what they call them now.
It's movie by Occupy Wall Street.
Occupy Wall Street. They would love this movie. It's funny that in 2017, we see Donald Trump get elected president.
Oh, God, here we go.
No, I'm not. This isn't political. But you also see two movies lashing out at basically corporate America and how just shitty it is to work in an office, and how you can never get anywhere. You're just stuck, or if you're not stuck, you're there just squashing other people. And I think there's going to be more movies like this out there, because there is a lot of anger. that Trump has not managed to quell whatsoever. I think maybe he stirred up a little more in the last year. But I think we're going to see more movies like this, and I love it because I preached to my kids. I said, if you ever work in an office, Daddy's going to kill you because I'm going to do it fast and mercifully, other than letting you die a slow death of 40 years in an office. Learn a fucking trade. And both my girls learned to trade, and they are going to be their own bosses. And my generation, our generation, our parents' generation, they found a job. The job took care of them from, not cradle to grave, but from 20s to your retirement. They were there for you. You were there for them. There was this symbiotic relationship. The generation of filmmakers that are coming out now are, in their 30s, 40s. They are of the generation of, oh yeah, me or all my friends got a job and we got laid off. We've been laid off about 17 times, and I've been in the workforce for 6 years already. There's no loyalty to anyone, and fuck corporate America. And I think we're starting to see more of that come out, and I kind of dig it.
I'm not saying I agree or disagree with the message. I'm just saying when I watch these movies, sometimes I want it to be a little subtler. But I don't think it was so overbearing that the movie can't be enjoyed, because I enjoyed it a lot. I'm just saying that was, if I have a complaint about it, it was that.
Subtlety was not this movie's forte.
Oh, no. And you know what? You're completely right there. Gleeful is a great word.
You knew you were in for it when Stephen Yeun turns instead of Samara Weaving, and he punches her in the gut so hard, and the face, and she beats the hell out of him. I'm like, this is awesome.
I don't know if you could hear that dog, that damn thing. It's
the
bane of my existence back there. So I want to talk quickly about Samara Weaving and how out of nowhere she is so on my radar. I'm looking forward to more movies that she's going to be in, because everything I've seen, both that I've seen her in, she's great. She was so good in The Babysitter, and in this, she gleefully, our word of the day, gleefully takes this crazy character and just runs with it, and she is amazing.
She is, and she's one of those ones, and when an actor or an actress is really good, what I do is watch them when they're not speaking. So if they're not the center of attention, but they're still in the frame, I always watch what they're doing, and she's one of those people you can't take your eyes off because she's always doing something.
Yeah. Like when they were in the office and she was on the couch.
Yeah,
psychotic. Yeah,
just laughing like a lunatic, but even just little faces that she makes, and she's not afraid to look goofy either.
No,
she's a very pretty woman, and she's not afraid to just look like a dork, and I appreciate that. She's really cool.
I hope as her status in the industry rises, she does not abandon horror movies, because I love what she's doing right now in our genre. It's great.
Yeah, we got to check out what else she's going to be doing, because we have to line up. If she's going to be doing more horror, then we have to start lining up what we're going to be reviewing with her.
Yeah, I mean, she's already, to me, up there in the Jocelyn Donahue area of modern scream queens who are in a ton of horror movies that I really look forward to their stuff. Even if the movie's not great, I will watch it because I know they're going to be good in it.
Well, according to IMDb, she has nothing coming up except a TV series, Smilf.
What?
Yeah, some series she was doing. It says 2017, so she has nothing for 2018. That seems weird, right?
Yeah. I mean, how long does it take a movie like Mayhem to come together? I don't know.
And that probably took about 2 weeks. Come on. She was in Ash versus Evil Dead, by the way.
I saw that in her credits, and I couldn't remember. I haven't seen the second season yet, so.
She was also in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, and I don't remember her in that either.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that. I didn't get to see that.
Maybe she played the daughter who got killed? I don't know.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Did you see the movie?
No.
Oh, you got to watch that.
Any more spoilers you want to throw out for me?
No, the whole movie's based on it.
Okay.
I spoiled nothing. That's in the first 10 seconds of the movie.
So Samara Weaving, please be Cass. And if my novels ever get turned into movies, the Hunger series, please be Cass. You were amazing.
She would be awesome as Cass.
She'd be great. And also Stephen Yeun. Yeun? Is that how you say his name?
Yeun.
That guy. he was damn good in this movie too. I really thought he did a good job. He showed a lot more range. I felt like with the rage and things he did. His character wasn't as muted as it was in The Walking Dead.
No, he was such a sad sack in that show. So this way he got to not be a sad sack and kill lots of people. There's one scene where he was talking on his phone and the video thing, and then he takes a match and he just throws it, and you see him set something on fire. I'm going, wait, that's a person.
That's a dude. He just
some guy like draped over the mail cart. He just set him on fire.
It was the HR guy. He just lights him up.
That's the Glenn that you never thought you'd see in this movie. He is very good. Actually, he had way more range than I thought he'd have.
Yeah, he did great.
I always worry that these Walking Dead people, when they get outside that universe, they're going to fall flat. But no, he picked a weird movie to go with, but love it.
Yeah, it worked. It totally worked. And the other thing, I don't want to harp on it because I liked this movie a lot. This is such a copy of the Belko Experiment that it says a lot that I liked it as much as I did. When a movie comes out this close and it's like obvious where the inspiration came from, or maybe not the inspiration, but why maybe the movie got greenlit.
Yeah, because I'm sure
the script was order.
They were probably doing this pretty close to each other.
Yeah, but the fact that it's so close and I don't even care that I just enjoyed this movie says a lot. It was fun.
I spent money on it.
So did I.
And even when it was done, I said, you know what? This might have made my top 13 list. In fact, I guarantee it would have for 2017. So I'm kind of pissed that I didn't see it last year.
Yeah, this might have. Dude, my top 10 list last year was tough. So last week.
This might have knocked off like Creep 2 or Annabelle for me.
Oh, I didn't know Annabelle made your list.
It did. That. You know what? I put it on my list for the experience.
You had so many goddamn lists. I can't keep track of what's
right. Yeah, the list on my blog. I put that up for the movie experience. I don't know how the movie will be on a subsequent viewing, but
I'm sure on your list here it would have at least knocked the mermaid porn off, right?
No, not at all. By the way, and this is for Sheridan, there are boobies in this movie. So
right at the jump,
boobies and blood. I looked over at my wife. I said, all right, we're off to a good start. She goes, yeah, you would think that.
I should say that start, things were so crazy and there was nudity and violence. And I don't feel like the setting in the office ever hit that crazy level again.
You don't think so?
I don't know. It was so crazy at the beginning. I mean, people were flying over other people who were having sex and like people were getting stabbed in the neck and there was crazy stuff that happened, but that compact scene was so crazy.
Yeah, well, they're trying to I think there was a preview. Here is everything to come.
Yes, we're just going to take everything in this scene and spread it out over the movie.
That beginning reminded me, I love the beginning of Zombieland.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it kind of had that feel for me. I was so excited. That's the beauty of that movie. I saw because I was tired. I'm like, I don't know. I had a shitty day. Maybe I'll watch half of the movie. I didn't move from my chair. I'm at home. I could pause it. I had to pee and I did not pause it because I didn't want to break the flow before I let the flow go.
Oh, no, I'm with you. I actually expected to not like this movie. It looked so close to one of my favorite movies from last year. I didn't expect it to be this good. And it was fun. I think that's the best way I can describe this movie. It was fun.
It's a nice compliment to Belko.
It is.
One thing Belko did expertly is they gave you this pretty sizable cast and did a great job with building these characters in short amounts of time because not everyone had all the screen time of the top 4 people. And so you really cared about a lot of them. What this movie, it's a smaller Belko in that you really only care about Stephen Yeun, Samara Weaving, the dickhead CEO, and the HR guy who was the angel of death and lays people off. Oh, and the bitch who they call the Siren, who has the main key card to get to the top.
Right.
But other than that, so it's a smaller movie.
And you don't even know much about those characters. It's just the actors did such a good job, and they put them in enough positions that you cared about. You cared enough to follow their journey.
Yeah.
That was well done. Because what the hell do we know about Samara Weaving? She's going to lose her house. That's it.
Yep.
Don't know anything else. But I'm in because she crushed it.
You know who crushed it in that movie? Dallas Roberts, who plays the Reaper. He's the guy from HR who lays people off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Walking around with his cane and don't shoot the messenger. He was almost a superhero.
I was almost expecting that cane to have a sword or something in it.
Right?
He was going to use.
When Samara Weaving takes that nail gun from across the room and shoots it at him, and he catches the nail with his cane. I was like, oh, this movie could be taking a very strange turn. I thought is he gonna be like, superhuman or something? But no, he turned out to be just a regular guy from HR.
He catches the nail and then just turns and walks back to his office. He didn't like dead sprint. Like, somebody shoots a nail gun at me, I am out. He was like, all right.
He's got a cane and he has like a club foot, so he wasn't going anywhere too fast. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about this movie? I hate being my age because I forget things so easily. So just say anything. Kill time while I think of this.
Okay. Well, I already covered the two things that I don't even want to say bothered me, but the Belko thing and then the messaging, the whole story being basically about the messaging. But they did such a good job with the rap that it's like anyone can enjoy this. And I have a feeling people who maybe aren't as discerning as we can be about movies, particularly since we have a show talking about movies, will just watch this and not even pick up on a lot of it. So it's probably not even as bad as I'm making it out to be with the messaging.
It's good, clean, family fun.
Just some murder, some boobies.
If you if you're the Manson family, this is all you.
Did you think of what you wanted?
No, it's gone.
You want to talk about Samara Weaving more?
You know what? I love her as an actress. I like when I saw her in The Babysitter, I said, that is Jack's woman right there. Like Jack would slit the throat of everyone in front of him, even if it was the Dalai Lama, to get at Samara Weaving. I know this in my heart. Just like I might do the same thing with the girl who had the tattoos on her neck in Belko, which I can't remember her name. So Jack and I always say, if we ever ended up single together, roommates, and we went out on the town dating like Night at the Roxbury, the streams would never cross because he would go his blonde way, I'd go my brunette way, and all would be happy.
Okay.
Now, when your wife kicks you out, we'll bring you in and we're going to have to determine where your tastes lie because I'm not sure with you yet.
I'm not discerning, man. I drink a lot.
I think you like Zoftic 70-year-old women.
I like tall, in-shape brunettes. In case my wife is
in-shape brunettes. There you go.
Sometimes.
She's never going to watch this. God help her if she does.
So we forgot to talk about what we're going to watch next week. Again, it's like the third week in a row.
We did. Here's my suggestion. The Flanagan movie that's now on Netflix.
Seen it Before I Wake?
Yeah, you seen it?
Yeah, I mean, we can do it.
Or there is the Insidious movie that's in theaters.
I haven't seen the last two Insidious movies, so
I don't think it's going to matter. But
it's true.
I will do Before I Wake, only because it's easy. I could do it from my home.
All right, that's fine.
And I think if I told Jack Insidious, he'll get mad.
Did it come out Before I Wake?
It's supposed to be on Netflix now.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't really been paying attention.
I'm so worried though because I've built up Flanagan and Before I Wake so much. Now is that his first movie that just never got released?
No, I feel like this came out after Oculus.
Post-Oc.
I could be wrong.
I know he had a hell of a
time.
He made
after Oculus.
I hear a lot of people saying it's kind of like a kid's tale, like a horror kid's tale.
Before I Wake?
Yeah.
You'll have to see. No, I need to watch it again. So I think that works. Before I Wake. It'll be a big hit for us.
I like that. Although Eric Smith said, watch the Netflix series, The End of the Fucking World.
Is that the actual name of it?
F***King. I'm going to think it's fucking. Could be fracking. This could be a thing about gas and oil.
The Shape of Pacific Rim. Jigsaw, get out of here, Bradford.
There will be no Jigsaw watching ever.
That's one movie I can say I will never watch. I don't know why I would.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I'd watch. I saw 3 of them. How many? And they were all stupid.
I just don't like the torture thing. I mean, this is coming from a guy who watched a movie on Amazon called like Lightning Thunderbolt or something. Cannibal Thunderbolt. Like it was this Asian movie that had been made and someone bought the rights and re-edited it into a different movie. And it's like,
oh my God,
no sense. It's the next So Bad It's Good. And I don't even know how we're going to do an episode about it, because the whole time I was watching it, I was just like, what? What?
Well, fortify yourself with some vitamin beer.
Yes. Oh, of course.
Just let it flow over you.
Well, we've already recorded it. I just don't understand how the episode is going to make any sense, because I couldn't even describe it. So,
so then what you should do is edit the episode the way the movie was edited.
Just like backwards and sideways. And
exactly. So there you go. I've helped you.
Well, I should throw out there, we did just release our Christmas episode of So Bad It's Good this week. Just a little late.
What is the movie?
It is on Jack Frost, the 90s horror film about the killer snowman.
Yep. Oh,
God. It's only 5 minutes long, so if you people wouldn't mind checking it out, leave a little comment or review or something. I'd really appreciate that. My wife edits it, and she's learning how to video edit, and she's doing a good job, so she could use the support too. Even if you don't like me.
And she's tall and fit and brunette and can kick Jason's ass.
She's the greatest thing ever. I love her so much. She makes my life good.
By the way,
this is going to be the episode she does not listen to, by the way.
2018 prediction. This is the year Jason comes on and says, by the way, guys, I'm going to be a dad. This is my 2018 prediction.
2018.
Yep. This is it. So you have from now till March.
Let's hope not.
See if your boys can swim.
Oh, the kid is born this year.
Born this year.
Out of here.
Boom. Christmas baby. That's your present.
You're going to make me start drinking.
Okay. So anyway, we both dig Mayhem, and we know you'll dig Mayhem. Uncle Hunter, Uncle Jason tell you, go watch Mayhem. That's it for this episode, I think, right? Are we done?
I think so. I think that little 10-minute tangent there at the end.
We're done. We are full of tangents. We could have talked all night. But anyway, everybody, we're going to watch, what the hell's the name again? Before I Wake?
Before I Wake.
Before I Wake. Good God. Mike Flanagan's movie. It should be on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix. And you all watch it with us and come by next week. And remember, go to everywhere you see us, Facebook and on iTunes, and rate us and give us some reviews. That helps bump us up and gets us more people watching us and listening to us. And then we can keep this monster mania of horror crap going forever.
Yes.
All right, everybody?
iTunes ratings. We need it.
Yes. All right, everyone. That's it for this week. Hope you all got nice and drunk with the drinking game. Hunter Shea. Oh, by the way, my hat. I didn't tell anyone. You can't see it if you're listening. It says Bigfoot is real, and he tried to eat my ass, which is my gift from my daughter for Christmas.
Have you worn it out in public yet?
I have, and people look, and then they look away. Nobody wants to address. Nobody wants to address the hat.
With that,
good night, everybody.
Bye.
This is a big one, Elizabeth. This is a big one. You big dummy. Buffalo